Once upon a time, there lived 3 piglets with their mother in a small house. It was time for them to leave their home and learn to live on their own. Their mother called the 3 piglets next to her. My dear children, the time has come for you to go out into the world. Go and start your new lives. But don't ever forget, whatever you do in this world, do the best you can. This is the only and the best way to stay alive. A little sad with a bit of excitement, the 3 little piglets said their goodbyes to their mummy and were on their way. After a while, they found some piece of land where they could build their own home. The youngest piglet was determined to build his home with straw. He thought this was the easiest and the fastest way to build a home. That way, he had heaps of time to play. The youngest of them all finished his house in one day. He yelled out to the other piglets, "Hey you guys, I'm already finished!" The eldest piglet had a look at the house.
Okay, but this house doesn't look steady at all. How will we protect ourselves from the wolf?
The youngest piglet didn't take any notice of his brother.
Don't worry, nothing will happen.
Okay, don't say I didn't warn you.
The middle piglet decided to make his house out of wood. From the branches he had collected in the woods, he decided to build a little cubby house. His house took exactly 3 days to finish. This house was a bit more steady than the one with straw. The eldest piglet walked over towards him.
My dear brother, you've done a great job, but this doesn't look safe at all. Is this house going to protect us from the wolf?
The middle piglet answered,
Don't worry, this house is very safe.
Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you!
While the 2 little piglets were having a great time in their newly built homes, the eldest of them all was constantly working because he was building a home from bricks and rocks. The other piglets thought that his effort was useless. All they did was play around and kill time.
Why would you bother with this when you can quickly finish like we have? How scared is he?
The eldest piglet didn't bother listening to them. He worked for 1 whole week and managed to finish his house made out of bricks and rocks. A day later, a hungry wolf arrived near their home. He first stood in front of the house made of straw. The little piglet was resting in his house made of straw. The wolf knocked on the door.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
You can't do anything to me. My house is steady enough.
And so the wolf huffed and puffed, and he blew his house in. But with great effort, the little piglet managed to get away. And off he ran over to his brother's house made from tree branches. He knocked on the door, and when the middle piglet opened the door, the little piglet threw himself inside the house.
Hey, close the door. The wolf can come in here. Don't worry, he can't do anything to us in this house.
After a while, the wolf came by the second piglet's wooden house and yelled inside.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
You can't blow my house in.
And so the wolf huffed and puffed, and he blew his house in and brought it down. Both piglets ran to the third piglet's house and barely got away from the wolf.
Brother, the wolf is going this way. What are we going to do?
The oldest piglet answered, very sure of himself.
Don't worry. The wolf cannot come in this house.
A little later, the starving wolf came by the third piglet's house of bricks and stone and yelled to the 3 piglets.
Open the door and let me in. If you don't, I'll huff and puff and blow your house in.
Don't you even try, you bad wolf! You cannot come in this house!
The wolf got very angry. He huffed and puffed, but nothing happened. He could not bring his house down. He tried and tried, but he couldn't move one single brick. Finally, being exhausted, the wolf decided to try another way to go in. He saw the chimney up on the roof and started to climb. Realizing that the wolf was going to climb up on the roof and come down the chimney, the piglet quickly lit up the fireplace right under the chimney and put a big bucket of water on the wood. The wolf barely climbed up the chimney and threw himself in and went straight into the boiling bucket.
Help! Help! I'm burning! Save me! Help!
Finally, being free from the wolf, the piglets hugged each other with joy. The three piglets went to their mother's house the next day to tell her all that had happened. The youngest one came next to his mother.
You were right, Mummy! Whatever we did in this world, we have done it to our best. If you really work for something, it will be a success.
From that day on, the two piglets were never lazy. They worked hard like their big brother and lived a happy and safe life.
The Lion, the Mouse, and the Sleepy Bear. Once upon a time, in a lush forest, there lived a small mouse. There was a huge bear who lived in a neighboring cave. The big bear, who had hibernated months ago, was still sleeping and snoring loudly. The little mouse went to him one day to wake the bear up because he could not sleep all winter due to the bear's noisy snoring.
Mr. Bear? Hey, Mr. Bear! Hey! Summer has come. You can wake up any time now.
However, the bear still did not wake up. The little mouse came to the bear this time with a bugle. He blew vigorously into the bugle. But the bear continued to sleep. While the little mouse was wandering sleeplessly in the forest, he met several animal friends. What happened, little mouse? Why are you sad?
Don't ask, guys. All winter I could not sleep because of the bear's snoring, and he still won't wake up.
Maybe the lion can help you.
What? Why would I go talk to him?
Because the lion roars so loud that everyone jumps up the instant they hear his loud voice. Though the little mouse was a little scared by the thought, he went to the lion, the king of the forest, to request his assistance. The lion was sleeping in front of his cave. The little mouse was terrified when he saw the mighty beast, so he decided to give up his plan and go back home. But when he accidentally stepped on a branch in front of him, the big cat woke up and a tiny, trembling voice reached his ears.
What's that noise? What are you doing in front of my cave?
Well, king of the forest, sorry to wake you up. Well, I, came to ask for your help.
You're not even big enough to be considered snack size, little mouse. Why should I help you?
Dear fearsome lion, you have to wake up my neighbor, the big bear, who won't wake up from hibernation. Nothing I do seems to wake him. Since I am small, I have a little voice. But one roar from you can solve everything.
I don't have time to spend for a tiny, little, useless mouse like you. I am king of the forest.
The lion walked away without helping the mouse. He went to a corner where no one could see him. He leaned against a tree and started to itch like crazy. The lion was so itchy that he didn't want anyone to see him like this, because he was the king of the forest. The little mouse, on the other hand, was coming home sadly and heard wheezing from the depths of the forest. He went to where the voice came from, and he saw the lion. Moreover, the lion was itching himself non-stop and looking rather silly in the process. The mouse immediately approached the lion. When the lion saw him, he stopped itching, but it was clear he was still in pain and discomfort due to the itch.
Mr. Lion, what happened to you?
I don't know, Mouse. I don't know. I can't stop itching myself. Oh. You haven't seen or heard anything, Mouse. Are we clear?
The mouse carefully fixed his tiny eyes on the lion and saw a bunch of tiny fleas jumping in his fur. The mouse understood why the mighty cat was itching so much.
Aw, you have fleas. Let me help you.
How can you help me? You're just a little mouse. Leave me alone.
The little mouse bravely jumped on him, ignoring the lion's rude comments.
What are you doing? Get off of me.
The mouse started to crawl through the thick, scruffy fur and throw out all the fleas. But this made the lion's situation even worse. He started itching himself with his paws.
Oh.
The lion could not bear the itch and leaned his back against the tree. This time he started to rub right and left.
Oh no! I was almost crushed.
I can't stop. The more you run over me, the more I itch. Get off, mouse.
The lion ran to a nearby lake. He quickly jumped into the water. The mouse on his back was nearly drowned.
Mr. Lion, get out of the water right away or I'll drown.
The lion came out of the lake, but then proceeded to shake himself dry. He was shaking his body so hard and so fast that the mouse barely was able to hang on to that thoughtless lion.
I've almost got the itch taken care of, Mr. Lion. Just a little bit more to the left.
The lion finally stopped himself. The mouse threw out the last few fleas that remained on the lion.
How do you feel now?
Well, it's like my itching is gone.
Because I have cleaned all the fleas for you, sir.
The lion was very embarrassed with how rude he was.
When you asked for help, I looked down on you, mouse. But you still did everything in your power to save me from this difficult situation. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Lion.
Come on, hop on my back, and I'll take you home.
When the little mouse and the big lion arrived at the mouse's home, they heard loud snoring sounds flooding out of the big bear's cave.
Huh? What's that noise?
They then entered the cave.
Ah, you were right, mouse. Summer has come. The big bear is still sleeping.
The lion, the king of the forest, took a deep breath and roared so powerfully right into the ears of the big bear that the stone floor of his cave shook. Thanks to this powerful roar, the bear finally woke up and ran out of the cave.
Huh? What happened? Is there something wrong? What happened? Did the sun come out? Is it summer? Where is it?
While all the forest animals laughed at the big silly bear. Little Mouse was also very happy that the snoring was finally over. The Wolf and the 7 Little Goats. Once upon a time, a wolf wandered. He was hungry all the time. He ate a lot, but he could never get enough to satisfy his stomach.
I'm hungry again.
So, day and night, he would wander the forest, chasing prey. One day, the hungry wolf discovered a small hut. He sneaked up carefully and quietly, and when he got close, he looked out of the trees, saw that a mother goat and her 7 babies lived in the hut.
Oh, now there's a meal that'll last a whole week.
The crafty wolf laid in wait and spied the hut until the morning. In the morning, the mother goat was about to kiss her 7 babies and leave the house. "My children, I'm going to the market now to buy some food. Be careful and do not open the door to anyone."
All right, Mommy.
The mother goat left the house to go to the market. At that time, the wolf, sneakily watching the hut, called it an opportunity and jumped out. But he needed a genius idea to fool little goats.
The best tactic for catching these goats is a disguise.
The wolf first put on an old dress. He pulled his ears down and made 2 goat horns from the branches and put them on his head. Then, with his feet covered in flour, he stole a fresh and warm apple pie from the house of someone he doesn't know.
And I'll just change my voice too, like that. I'm such a good grandmother.
The wolf walked slowly to the front of the hut and knocked on the door. Little goats, hearing the sound, immediately rushed to the door. One of them was going to open the door with excitement. But another little goat warned him.
Wait! You shouldn't just open a door like that. You have to ask, who is it? Who is it?
It's me, my babies, your grandmother. I came to take you to the park.
Our grandmother lives very far away. You can't be her.
Oh, it's been such a long trip. Come on, dears, open the door, let's go to the park.
When the wolf said that, the little goats looked under the door and looked at the wolf's feet.
Look, her feet are just like ours. Yes, but her nails are too long, like a wolf.
When the little goats did not open the door again, the wolf made them smell the apple pie he brought them.
Look, I brought your favorite apple pie, dear grandchildren. And wolves don't know how to make pies.
The goats smelled the apple pie and got excited and opened the door. None of them understood that he was a wolf in disguise.
Come on, Grandma. Let's go to the park. We'll eat our apple pie when we return.
The little goats and wolf left the hut.
I'm so hungry. I can hardly contain myself.
While the goats were walking happily, the wolf's dress caught on the branch of a tree. The dress slipped off the wolf slowly, and the little goats were stunned by surprise when they saw the wolf's horrible fur. When the wolf realized he was spotted, his ears flipped up, his sharp teeth showed, and he jumped on the goats. He found and caught them all one by one. Only one of them survived, and he ran away from the wolf. The wolf kidnapped 6 little goats and took them to his dark nest. To inform his mother, the little goat that survived ran so fast that he lost his breath. Meanwhile, the mother goat returned home from the market with a basket of fruit and vegetables. The door of the house was wide open. She hurried inside, but couldn't see her tiny babies around. "My babies, where are you? My little goats!" The mother goat was so worried that she immediately ran out of the house to start looking for her little kids. Meanwhile, she noticed the large footprints on the ground. "Oh no, these tracks are the footprints of a wolf!" She followed them for a while, but then the ground changed and the prints disappeared. "What am I going to do now? Oh, a wolf has kidnapped my children!" While the mother goat cried, the little goat that had escaped came running to her.
Mom! Mommy!
"My baby, where are your brothers? What happened? Tell me quickly."
A hungry wolf disguised himself as our goat grandmother and tried to kidnap us, Mother. Only I survived, but I know where they are.
The mother goat and her little baby ran to the wolf's lair. When they arrived, they heard the voices of the little goats. "This is the wolf's lair. We have to be very careful now, baby." The mother goat and her kid came up with a clever plan to save the other little goats. They both stood in front of the wolf's house and made a huge bear shadow with their hands inward. Inside, the wolf was just about to eat the little goats, but saw the scary bear-shaped shadow.
What is this? Is it a bear or...
"I am a giant bear with a very hungry stomach. There must be a wolf around here that will fill my stomach."
Oh no!
The wolf was so afraid that the bear would eat him that he immediately started to run out of his lair.
No! Help me, bear, bear, bear! The bear will eat me! Bear, help!
Seeing the wolf running away, the little goats came out with joy and hugged their mother tightly.
The wolf ran away! The wolf ran away!
And from then on, the mother goat and her 7 children lived a peaceful life away from the wolf in their hut in the forest. Under the deep blue seas, the dangerous shark gang was hunting again that day. The gang was so intimidating that whenever they opened their mouths, shoals of fish would scatter. But a yellow fish hiding inside a huge sea minaret was not as lucky.
Look here. We've found a great meal.
Let's eat it.
The shark gang was just about to eat the yellow fish, but then they saw a bigger fish swimming overhead.
Hey, look. That fish is bigger. Let's eat that one. Yeah.
However, the dangerous gang realized too late that the big fish they wanted to eat was actually a toy fish on the end of a fisherman's hook.
Oh, my tooth. My tooth hurt a lot.
Ew, oh, my nose. My nose hurts a lot.
While they were busy with the toy fish, the yellow fish escaped and was saved from being eaten by them.
Because of you, we've lost our lunch.
The beautiful sea wasn't just a bunch of sharks. It was vast and full of colorful, cute, and happy fish families.
Come on, time to go inside. But, Mommy...
Guys, I have to go get something to eat, and you should stay inside the house while I'm gone.
Mom, let's go with you, please.
No, dear. That would be too dangerous. It's full of sharks out there. Come on, all of you come inside. And definitely don't talk to strangers. 3 red fish entered their house, which was a sunken ship. The shark gang that saw them wanted to catch the mother fish right there.
Oh, super delicious motherfish. And this time, it's not a toy.
The big shark suddenly stopped his friends, who wanted to attack.
Stop. Rather than just eating one fish, why don't we eat all 3 fish hidden inside that sunken ship, huh?
You're so clever, boss.
Let's eat all 3.
Not so fast. We will not attack these fish right away, because while they're trying to get into their tiny house with these huge bodies, they can easily escape. We have to make a plan.
What kind of plan, boss?
You go wait in a quiet place. Leave the plan to me.
So the shark wandered among the red corals to disguise himself. He painted himself red, just like he was a member of the red fish family. Then he found an orange-patterned moss to hide his dangerous fin. He threw the moss on his back and covered his pointed fin. Finally, the shark brought the red fish's favorite moss cookies.
No fish can resist these cookies.
The shark swam towards the house of the red fish and knocked on the door with his nose.
Who is it?
I'm a nose and red fish selling moss cookies. Wouldn't you like to have some? Moss cookies!
The red fish were young and very excited about cookies, so they wanted to go right out and get some.
Stop, brothers. Our mother told us not to talk to strangers.
One of the red fish brothers looked out through the tiny hole in the door.
But she is not a stranger because she's a red fish, just like us.
So the fish siblings went out.
Let me take you home. There are even more cookies at my home.
The red fish followed the shark, while the shark was slyly contemplating how to eat them. A fishing rod fell on top of him, scraping the moss that was hiding his fin. At that moment, the red fish realized that he was a shark.
He is a shark! Run!
One of them hid behind the rocks, the other among the corals, and the other hid under the stone. But the shark found each of them and caught all 3.
We will have a nice feast with my friends.
Only one of them managed to escape from the shark and swam quickly towards her house. Just then, the mother red fish was very scared when she could not see her babies inside the house.
No! Where are you, my babies?
The mother fish was about to go away to look for her children, but then she saw her babies swimming hastily towards her.
Mommy, the shark kidnapped my brothers. I know where they are. We can save them.
The mother fish wisely decided to seek help from the giant whale Willie. And then the 3 of them swam together to where the shark gang was. The shark gang were just about to have their fishy meal when they were surprised to find that they only had 2 fish.
But there are only 2 redfish here, boss.
Huh? What? How?
I think you must have missed one of them, boss.
Yes, it was me who ran away.
What?
That's when the shark gang saw the big whale Willie, and they were so scared. In this way, while 2 little redfish were saved, Willie immediately opened his mouth wide and caught all 3 sharks.
Help! Help! No! Not here! Oh, no!
Will you try to hunt juvenile fish again?
No! We promise no!
Then the redfish can return home safely.
Yes, they can, yes. Yeah, get us out of here.
So the redfish family returned home safely. And from then on, the 3 little redfish understood how important it was to obey their mother and stay safe in their beautiful sea home.